instead of organizing a residence just in plan, as normally is being done, we would actually start off by delaminating the wall, which normally is like a climate barrier, a visual barrier, a structural means, and all that collapsed in one element, delaminate it into a series of very specific wall layers, and each one has very different environmental properties, structural properties, or supports kind of the living, the lifestyle in very different ways. And so what we ended up with is a series of these wall layers, starting off on the innermost one being a concrete core, containing the most private part of the residence, which are the bathrooms. And around that, there develops like two ribbons stacked on top of one another. They're shelving ribbons at the same time, so they contain all the storage of the house, because there's no attic, there's no basement. And yet at the same time, they're also the structure of the house. And around that there's a translucent polycarbonate skin, which is actually the barrier to the outside, if one finds where the outside actually starts. Right. And that's the climate barrier of it. And the last one, which is probably the one that is most outstanding visually, is this kind of tent kind of structure, and it's a membrane. It's a fabric that's actually normally used in the greenhouse construction, and it's a membrane that contains like little strips of aluminum, and that way reflects the sunlight coming onto the house back into it, and creates like a very specific lighting condition and climate condition inside.